You know that feeling you get anytime you smell frying bacon? That taste in your mouth when you hear about bacon that's sliced triple thick and glazed with brown sugar. That's called instinct. It tells you when it's time to get in the car. To make bacon better, make it thicker. To make thick bacon better, you add brown sugar. After that, there is no better. Put the whipped cream down. Arby's has an announcement.
Triple thick, brown sugar bacon.
Sprinkle,
Smell, taste,
To make bacon better, make it thicker. To make thick bacon better, you add brown sugar. After that, there is no better. Put the whipped cream down. Arby's new triple thick brown sugar bacon. Did you know bacon this good existed? Neither did Arby's. Until we invented it. Arby. Shush.
Hush, hush.
Arby's has an announcement to make. You know that feeling you get? Shush.
Hush, hush.
Arby's has an announcement to make. Triple thick,
Oh boy.
brown sugar bacon.
That was a bacon.
Triple thick,
brown
sugar
bacon.
Sprinkle,
Smell.
taste 3 times thicker than sprinkle, smell, taste.
That was a good.
If the Italian flag does not already have a loaded Italian sandwich on it, someone get the Pope on the phone. Arby's has an idea. Arby. The secret to a good roast beef po' boy? Gravy. The secret to good gravy? Stock. The secret to good stock? Meat. You've come to the right place, baby. Arby. Shrimp don't naturally have a bacon crust, if you're wondering. Arby's had to do that. Nature can be really disappointing sometimes. Arby.
Mozzarella pepperoni. Mozzarella pepperoni. That's a lot of stuff. Arby's. Arby's. We have the meat. Ribs. Oh, one more thing.
What?
Ribs.
Restructured pork patty shaped like a miniature rack of ribs.
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 Ribs. Ribs.
Ribs.
Ribs. Ribs. Ribs. Ribs. Ribs. Ribs. Ribs. Ribs. Ribs. Ribs. Ribs. Ribs. Ribs. Ribs. Ribs. Ribs. Ribs. Ribs. Ribs.
Ribs.
Ribs. Ribs. Ribs.
Ribs.
Ribs. Ribs. Ribs.
Ribs.
Here, I'll play it for you. I'll play it for you.
Ribs.
Guess what this means?
Ribs.
Ribs.
Yeah.
Ribs.
You could eat a pig.
What the hey?
You happy?
Yes. Ribs. I'll play it for a louder.
Ribs. 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 Phone calls. Ribs. Phone calls. Ribbit. Ribs. 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 Rabs. Ribs. Rabs. Ribs. 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 Ribs.
Just like
No freaking way. Ribs. Ribs. Arby's, we have the meat.
bye. Go. Arby's, we have the meat.